Let's begin in a seated posture. Wherever you are, rooting yourself to the earth, to divine space, and just allowing yourself to arrive in your body, on your mat, on this special day of TuB'Shevat. One moment here, there we go. So you may notice there is 4 corners on our mat, and the 4 sides of our mat are it's a very important number in Judaism. Tonight we celebrate TuB'Shvat by drinking 4 cups of wine, and each cup corresponds to a Kabbalistic world. They also correspond to one of the elements. And the Zohar teaches that each element, fire, water, earth, and air, corresponds to a direction in space. So often in the day, we are working in a very linear front and back mode. And yoga helps us attune to all directions of space. And that's what cyclical time allows us to tune into. The Jewish calendar does not work linearly, but rather cyclically. And when we have this opportunity on TuB'Shvat to celebrate this seasonal shift, and the tree is also celebrating the seasonal shift, we feel in our bodies the sense of renewal, that we are working in a continuous ebb and flow of life. Nothing is linear forward and back, but rather works in spirals. And the seasons, when we tune into them, help us remember the natural rhythms of our life, internally and externally. So we will be doing a cyclical flow around the mat. And it might be a tad bit confusing if my back's to you and we're in different directions, but just try your best and have fun with it. And the main purpose is to tune into the body and feel the changes happening, because TuB'Shvat marks a shift from the stillness and hibernation and darkness of winter into the subtle awakening of sap, the sweet nectar of life that rises through the tree and sweetens the tree. It's called the Seraph, begins to ascend on the 15th of Shvat, today, under the full light of the moon. So even though above ground it might be chilling and cold and look like winter, we know that below ground there's an awakening. There's a spring consciousness lifting, and it allows us to feel that same warm sap up through our bodies. And the trees that we celebrate on TuB'Shvat, we actually celebrate the one singular tree, which is the tree of life. It's a singular tree. It says it's the Rosh Hashanah of the Ilan, one tree. And that tree of life is the center of Gan Eden. The tree of life is how all of us feel the divine presence of Hashem. And in the terms of the Zohar, in the words of the Zohar, the life itself is God's tree, and we, the souls, are the fruit of God's tree. So let's just feel the sweetness that's arising, and we'll begin by a breath through the seasons, feeling that the seasons are not just external, but also inside of us. And just like a tree experiences all 4 seasons, we also, at every moment, maybe are in a winter moment, maybe we're in a summer moment, or a phase in our life. And when we breathe with the seasons, we remember that life is continuing and it's okay to be in this cycle. So we'll begin on an inhale, which is spring. Spring is upward and inwards. It's a growth, feeling that the spring is awakening. It's reaching to fullness like a growing plant. Feel that inhale of spring all the way up. And at the top of the lungs is that moment of summer. We're at the fullness. We have all the breath in us. Our ribs are expanding. And summer is our full shining radiance. So when you get to the top of the inhale, feel yourself shining like the summer that you are. The exhale is fall, letting go, releasing. I like to visualize leaves falling down my back, letting things transition and change. The very bottom of the exhale is the winter. We're empty. It's still. We're inwards. We're hibernating. We're retreating. And even though the winter is the end of the exhale, we're actually germinating new seeds for the spiral to continue. So we'll try that breath a few times. Let's inhale spring, feeling the growth and the revival of the warm winter coming into spring, the rising sap. And then hold your breath at the top of the inhale. This is your full potential. All of you is revealed, just like we're under the light of the full moon. We're not hiding anything. Summer is totally revealed, exposed. And exhale, a falling, using gravity to bring you down back to earth. Pausing at the bottom of your breath, winter stillness. That place of pure being, that inwards retreat. Inhale, spring, budding consciousness, lifting, revival. Top of the breath, hold at your summer. Feel yourself shining outwards, your gifts, your fruits giving off to the world. Exhale, fall, releasing, letting go. Bottom of the exhale, winter. Point of quiet stillness, a hibernation. Now let's bring the hands into that breath. Inhale, sweep the hands to the sides and over the head, lifting like spring, like a tree growing. Exhale, fold forwards, bring the palms in front of you, feeling the fall down the back. Thinking at the bottom of the exhale as the hips root into the ground, your winter. And then lift the hands, inhale, spring. The top of the fingers, the top of the lungs, feel the summer radiance. Exhale like a wave, pour in front of you, letting something go. You can bring your forehead to the ground. Bottom of the exhale, feel your winter hibernating, coming into the cold, dark earth. And one more inhale. This is the first cup of wine that we'll be drinking tonight, the spring. Hold for the second cup, the summer cup, celebrating all the radiance. Exhale, celebrating fall on the third cup of wine, pressing forehead to the mat. And letting the hips sink and coming into the earth, which is the fourth cup of wine we'll be drinking, which is all red, all earth from the Adamah. And come back up, hands to the knees, and let's circle around the hips, honoring all the seasonal changes we've been through, everything we've come from to be here in this moment. big circles. And circle the other way. Visualizing all those ice caps breaking, blood is starting to pump more through the animal kingdom as they're getting hungry and searching for food. Life is arising, and the trees are waking up. And then come to center. Feel like you are in the center of all four directions. Each direction corresponding with an element. We have water to the right side of us, fire to the left side, air in front of us, and earth behind us. This is our sacred cube. And as we circle around the mat, just be aware that each side attunes to an element, a season, and it doesn't matter exactly which one you're at, but remembering that we're always in this sacred space, this divine cube encompassing us and giving us a big hug like an embrace. That is the TuB'Shevat Seder of circle consciousness. So let's come up to all fours and feel everything that's four planting down. So the palms and the knees. Seeing the corners of the mat, each side of the mat. We also have God's name, the four letters of God's name. The Yud is on the right side, the Hey is on the left, the Vav in God's name is in front of us, and the final Hey is below us. So let's do a few big circles surrounded by this sacred cube. Big circles of the hips. Feeling that rising sap warming you up. We also have the four mothers. We can imagine ourselves being embraced by the four matriarchs or patriarchs. And we'll circle the other way, big hip circles. We also have the four sons. Sure, you can think of many more. Nice. And we'll take some cat-cows here, just dropping the belly, looking forward. And then rounding the spine, drawing the navel in. So each Kabbalistic world corresponds with one of these elements. We have earth, Asiyah, water, Yetzirah, air, Bria, and fire, Atzilut. So each element brings us to a higher realm, a higher world. Few cat and cows undulating through the spine. Feeling all the mothers around us, embracing us through change. And tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back as you sink the heels. Feeling yourself surrounded by this cyclical, seasonal rhythm. And we'll inhale the right leg high, pressing into the palms. Says she is a tree of life for all those who hold on to her. So we're all a branch of this tree of life. Let's look forward and bring the right foot between the hands. Left knee lowers. So either come onto the fingertips or blocks Feel the hips sinking down. And our heart is attuning forward to this element of air, which is Tiferet. And we're in the season of Tiferet. Shvat is this time of compassion. Just like Seraph is the heart of the tree, Tiferet is the heart of the tree of life. So that originates in the heart and goes all the way through the torso. We're honoring that significant, prominent front direction. Planting through the right foot and knee, we'll inhale the fingertips overhead, making a big circle with the arms, resembling that cyclical rhythm. Instead of a line, we'll just add a small gesture of the circle, lifting the heart to the full moon above and sensing the light pouring down on us. Using your balance, we'll flip the toes, bring the hips back for a runner's lunge. And don't worry about going too deep here, because we'll go through this in all directions. You'll have a chance to deepen into each one of these postures. So for this first one, just sensing where you are on your mat, where you are in space. And then walk the hands forward. Bring the left heel down. We'll open into a warrior two. And again, we'll have a chance to deepen into these postures. So just finding your footing, expanding the chest. Gazing forward towards this element of air, Tiferet, the compassionate Father, the compassionate counselor, that Hashem is always listening to our hearts and our prayers. Then straighten the leg and bring both heels together, hands on the knees, sink into temple pose, shoulders shrugging towards the ears. So now we're facing a new direction. And once you feel stable through the feet, we'll inhale the hands overhead, creating that circle of life, that full moon radiance above us. And straighten the legs, bring the toes in, hands to the hips. Facing this direction, we'll fold forward in humility, bringing the hands to the earth. This is the side of fire. Fire actually corresponding with this element of spring consciousness that we're at now. Rediscovering our inner fire, our inner devotion, our passion. Then lift up, hands on the hips, left toes forward. So now we're at the back of the mat. Warrior two to the back of your mat. Reaching through the fingertips, facing this back direction of earth, of the final hay in God's name. Earth corresponding to this world of Asiya. And of course of winter. So looking back at the winter, where we came from, maybe darkness that we emerged from, uncertainty, and honoring the winter. We'll straighten the left leg and bring the left palm on the shin for triangle pose, right fingertips high. Reaching and expanding, reaching towards the full moon above. Nice. Bring the hands to the mat. So we're facing the back of the mat with the left foot forward. Slide the left foot back into a plank and bring the knees down if you wish. Sometimes the full moon asks us to slow down if you're feeling heavy, overwhelmed. So bringing the knees down is an option. We'll lower all the way to the mat. Really heart on the earth, inviting in the saraf, the sweet nectar that's lifting up through the trees to also arise in our hearts, soaking up the saraf, inhaling heart forward, shoulders back. And then tuck the toes, sink the hips up and back. Crown is towards the back of the mat. Same foot, we'll inhale the right leg high, lifting the heel, gaze forward, step the right foot all the way through, left knee down. Inhale, fingertips over the crown in a low lunge. Lift the heart up towards the moon and feel that circle of radiance above your crown. And then flip the toes, runner's lunge to the back. Fold over that right leg. Maybe this time's a little bit deeper. Maybe you can bring your right cheek to the inner leg. And then walk the hands all the way forward, left heel down. Open up into warrior two, facing the right side of your mat, which is the side of water. The season of fall. In Hashem's name, it's the Yud. Nice. Straighten the front leg, heels together, temple pose, shrugging the shoulders first to the ears. And go ahead and shift the feet around. If you feel like it's too tight in the groin, sometimes just shifting the feet, you can find that perfect spot where you can really sink the hips low. And once you feel stable, inhale the hands over the crown, circle season around you. Embracing all of the ebbs and flows of nature, the highs and the lows. Straighten the legs, toes towards this right side, hands to the hips, fold forward, bringing palms onto the earth. And the mystics that first brought the TuB'Shevat Seder in Tzfat used the metaphor of life being God's tree and the saraf, the sap, being the divine life force running up and down the branches. So I love that visual as we bring the hands down and the heels wide of just the sap as the divine life force pulsing through the body. Hands to the hips, lift through the crown, left toes forward, warrior two to the front. This time the left heel is forward. Let the shoulders drop, sinking into that left knee. You might feel like your legs are more stiff than usual coming out of winter, feeling a lot of stiffness or stuckness. Just noticing without trying to force your way into the pose, just be attentive to where you are, compassionate, and that's allowing Tiferet to guide us. Straighten the left leg, left hand onto the shin, right arm reaches up into your triangle pose. Feeling that right arm as a long branch in the tree of life with running sap, lifting and descending. Exhale the hand down, coming into a lunge at the top of the mat. Slide the left foot back into plank. Lower all the way to the mat. Heart on the earth. Absorb the saraf. Inhale, peel the chest off the ground, tops of toes down. Facing the front, the prominent, the center of the tree of life being TuB'Shevat. Tucking the toes and lifting up and back, down dog. One of the names for God is Makom, which means place. So finding ourselves in a sacred place, surrounded by the elements. Starting with the other side, we'll inhale the left leg high this time, circling the other way. Gaze forward and step the left foot through, right knee down. Inhale, hands over the crown. Shine the heart towards the shining moon. And exhale, runner's lunge. Use your balance to fold forward. You might even want to sink your hips back onto the heel to go really deep this time. Then walking the hands forward into the lunge, right heel down, warrior two. We're going the other way now. Feeling the spiral. Beautiful. Straighten the left leg, right heel's in, temple pose. Inhale, hands above the crown. And straighten the legs. This time, bring the hands behind the low back. Preparing for our wide-legged forward folds. First, we'll squeeze the shoulders together, lift the heart, and then fold. Resembling the season of fall, facing the direction of fall, of letting go, letting God. Palms to the earth, and then lift on up to standing, right toes forward, warrior two to the back. The right knee is forward. Hope you're still with me. If you got lost at all, don't worry. We're all on our own rhythm. Straighten the right leg, triangle pose. Right hand onto the shin, reaching your branch up, feeling the rising sap. Exhale, hands down. Low lunge to the back of the mat. Press the palms into the earth, slide the toes back into plank. This time we'll do a chaturanga into an up dog. Heart is towards the back of the mat. And exhale back into your down dog. Heels sinking to the earth. Lengthening the spine. Feeling the heart, the TuB'Shevat torso, warming up with sweet sap. And the same leg, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Right knee down. Inhale, make that sphere of seasonal awareness around you. Open the heart. Slight back bend here. Exhale, release into runner's lunge. That left leg is straight, folding forward. And then walking the hands up, right heel down, warrior two. Expanding through the chest and upper back. straighten the leg, heels in, temple pose. Inhale, hands over the crown. And straighten the legs, interlace the hands behind you, puffing up the heart and chest, folding forward. Ah. Hands to the earth. Each time we go into this forward fold, we're able to go a little deeper, let ourselves go a little more. That's the benefit of these cyclical rhythms. Not just doing a pose once, but returning again, continuously. Hands to the hips, lift through the crown, right toes forward. Warrior two to the front of the mat, the right knee is forward. We're looking over that right hand. And then straighten the right leg, hand to the right shin. Expand through the left fingertips. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Slide the right foot back, plank. Beautiful. Chaturanga. Inhale, shine the heart forward to the prominent front to ferret. Exhale, tuck the toes, sink the heels. And we'll bring the knees down, toes together, coming into child's pose. Feeling all of the seasons around you. And sensing all the inner seasons within. Knowing that you have an inner spring, an inner summer, an inner fall, and an inner winter. Maybe you are more connected to one than the other in this moment, being aware of which season you resonate with. Lift the hips up, tuck the toes, coming back into your down dog. We're gonna cycle again, and this time add on. So inhale the right leg high, exhale right knee into the chest, hover, activate the warm core, and then set the right foot down. Left knee down, inhale up, fingertips to touch. Exhale, fold, runner's lunge. Walk it forward to the top of the mat. Left heel down, open like a full moon rising. Warrior two, and then flip back to reverse warrior. Reaching, expanding through the side body. Nice. Back to warrior two. Straighten the leg, left heels in, temple pose. One breath. Inhale, fingers up. And exhale, wide-legged fold. Ah. Fully release through the exhale. Hands to the hips. Inhale to rise through the crown. Left toes forward, warrior two. And we'll come into a half moon. So bring the right heel in and then bringing the left fingers to the outside of the left foot, opening up to the right. Playing with your balance. However graceful or clumsy you get there, doesn't matter. Showing compassion to yourself. And then stepping back into warrior two. Then left hand down, either inside of the foot or bringing the forearm onto the knee for extended side angle. And don't worry, if you didn't land in half moon properly, like me, you have another chance because it's a cycle. We get to explore every angle. Right palm down, facing the front. Bring the right knee down, and we'll add a twist and quad stretch here. So right palm plant and reach back for that left foot, opening through the quad. Feeling that winter body move from stuckness into spring awakening. Twists of life like new buds. Release the back heel. Left hand down. Lift the right knee, slide back plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, heart scoops forward to the back of the mat towards our winter. Opening up to the darkness that we've come from, acknowledging that all arises from the darkness. Tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Same side, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee hovers into the chest. And then step the right foot through, left knee down. Inhale, hands over the head. Exhale, flip the toes, fold forward. Inhale, walk it forward. Left heel down, open up to reverse warrior, like that rising moon. And warrior two, heels in, temple pose. One breath to rise through the arms. Inhale to fullness towards your summer. And exhale from fall into the winter earth. Palms down. Visualizing those leaves falling down the back. Hands to the hips and rise. Left toes forward, warrior two. We're coming into that half moon again. So however you want to get there, I like to bring my right heel in. And on an inhale, come forward onto the left fingertips, opening up to the right. You can flex the right foot or point, whatever feels better. And then bend that left leg, step back into warrior two. And then extended side angle, left hand down, right fingertips high. Nice. Right hand to the mat. Gazing to the front of the mat again, right knee down. We'll take that quad stretch, reach back for the heel. Enjoy the repetition of poses as it allows you to go deeper and spiral upwards. Feel the subtle changes and shifts each time we come back into a pose. Release the back foot. Right knee lifts, slide back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, down dog. 4 breaths. Each breath celebrating a different season. Starting with spring, inhale in spring, and exhale, spring through the body. Inhale, summer. Exhale, wash summer through the body. Inhale your fall. Exhale, fall through the body. Inhale, winter, inviting it in, allowing the darkness to enter. Exhale, winter, stillness through the body. Inhale, the left leg rises high. One more circle here. Left knee into the chest and hover. Set the foot down, right knee lowers. Inhale, seasonal consciousness above the crown. Lifts the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold over that front leg. Pushing through the left heel. Walking the hands forward, right heel down, open up to reverse warrior. And then heels in, temple pose, sink the hips. Feel the power of the legs. Inhale, arms circulating around you. Straighten the legs. Exhale, either the hands to the mat, or you can interlace them, opening the shoulders. Let the exhale fully clear out. Then hands to the hips as you lift right toes to the back of the mat, right knees forward into your warrior two. And then coming into half moon. Trying it again. Opening up. Bending that front leg, stepping back into your warrior two, and then extended side angle. Letting the fingertips grow over the crown. You can extend your arm over the ear. And bring the palms down, facing the back. Left knee lowers. We'll twist to the right, holding onto that heel and pull it in. Nice. Release the leg. Coming forward. Slide it back, plank. Chaturanga. Inhale forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee into the chest. Step it through. Lower the right knee. Fingertips over crown. Feeling the circle of life. The wisdom of the Hebrew calendar that works on that lunar cycle. Folding forward. Straightening that left leg. Inhale, walking forward, right heel down. Reverse warrior. Rising moon. And release warrior two. Heels in, temple pose. With a big inhale, inviting in that cycle of life. Straighten the legs, bring the hands behind you or to the earth, folding forward. This is our last wide-legged forward fold. So feel and sense all the sensation, all the release, while feeling the earth holding you. Lift up. Warrior two to the front of the mat. And then half moon. Maybe noticing one side is easier than the other to enter without judgment, just observing with curiosity. Just like some of us enter seasons more easily than others. Hand to the hip, back into warrior two, and then extended side angle. I like to bring that left arm over my ear and feel that stretch from the left heel all the way through the fingertips. Hands to the mat, lunging towards the front. Step back right into down dog. If you want to take a vinyasa here, slide it forward plank and inhale into up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're starting to slow down. So let's bring the right knee towards the right wrist, setting up for pigeon towards the front of the mat. Sinking the hips, and then bringing the forearms down, stacking the forehead, settling into this posture. You can bring that breath back into our awareness. Inhaling the spring, pausing at summer at the top of our lungs. Exhaling fall. Bottom of the exhale, winter. Letting our breath teach us of the power of renewal, of continuous change and movement. Let's lift up out of pigeon, keeping that right knee bent. And we'll turn towards the left of our mat, keeping the left leg extended and just coming into a half straddle here. So the right sole of the foot is still towards the inner thigh, the left leg is lengthened, and we'll sweep the right arm up and over. We're still circulating around the mat, sensing all the directions. And release and face the back of your mat, bringing the left knee forward for pigeon on the left side. Rolling over that right thigh, folding forward, supporting the third eye. Along with all the fours that we've spoken about, Rev Cook has a beautiful poem called The Fourfold Song. It's a love song to all parts of creation, from moving from the self into the song of all nature, of all existence. So I think the number 4 just teaches us to widen our spheres from ourself to the outer rhythms of the world. You might want to sense the 4 elements around you and the full moon above you, held by the circle. Lifting up to the palms. We'll swing the right foot all the way forward, keeping the left knee bent, facing the right side of our mat, the side of water, the side of fall, left arm up and over in that half straddle. And we just came out of the parsha of the splitting of the sea with Miriam. And Miriam teaches us the paradigm of circle consciousness. All the women were holding circular tambourines in a circle, and in a circle we're all equidistant from the center. And that center is truth, that center is the divine. It's not a linear hierarchy. No one's greater than you or lesser. No one's more forward or back, but we're all in a circle. And that's in the times of moving towards Mashiach, is that feminine dimension, moving from the line to the circle. Release the hand and face forward, bringing the soles of the feet together, winging out the knees. Thinking about all the circles in your life right now, or maybe where you would like to have more circle consciousness. And rolling onto your back, bringing the feet in front of you. So the crown is towards the back of the mat, towards winter. The feet are facing forwards towards the front of the mat. And we'll inhale, the hips lift, reach the fingertips behind you to a flowing bridge. Exhale, release the palms and hips. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Go at your own pace. We're beginning the season of flowing wine from the TuB'Shevat Seder into drinking on Purim, into the Pesach Seder, also the 4 cups of wine. So we're allowing the wine to flow, the sap to flow. And let the hips sink down, bring the soles of the feet to touch. And let the hands fall anywhere on the body that feels natural. TuB'Shevat specifically is the time of healing the vegetable layer of creation, our physical bodies, through eating, through the tikkun of ingesting food. But we're in this phase of healing, so any part of your body or any part of your spirit that needs healing, let's pour our awareness into that now. Remembering that nothing in us is stuck, no sickness. We're in the seasonal changes, allowing for movement and growth and miracles. The circle allows for healing. So in the final moments together, let's bring our awareness to the season within us of spring. Where in your body feels like spring, like an arousal of sap, an awakening? Where do you feel regeneration? And sensing a place in your body that feels like summer. A little bit of warmth, a little bit of passion, confidence. Where do you feel your inner fall? Where can you let go? Or where do you feel a release? Then, where in your body feels like winter, maybe a pocket of darkness, a pocket of uncertainty, or of pure stillness. And with that, we'll take one more breath cycle. Inhale, spring. Top of the inhale, summer. The letting go on the exhale, a down and out, a pausing at winter, the pure being of stillness. And when you're ready, you can roll onto your side and lift up into a seated. Bringing the hands to your TuB'Shevat heart or torso, anywhere on the torso. Feeling that season of TuB'Shevat, of compassion and beauty and balance, and allowing the regeneration in the heart to arise and sprout forth. So may the sweet Saraf be alive within us, present, and be ever flowing through the body and outwards. Have a beautiful, beautiful TuB'Shevat filled with lots of wine and fruit and blessings and abundance, shefa, and just health and healing. And may we all use this power of the full moon to find our full potential and remember that we're always held in the circle of life, and we're spiraling not just in circles, but also upwards. So may the trees be our great teacher. Thank you so much.